What is going on, football fans? I'm back with another college football playoff prediction video. I first off wanted to say thank you to all that watched, supported, and even criticized my previous college football playoff video, and I know 1,000 views doesn't seem a lot to you guys, but it meant the absolute world to me, so I just wanted to say thank you. Now, my last run went something like... Even though Dabo Swinney is an amazing coach, I just don't think his team is going to win it this year. Notre Dame, believe it or not, moves forward and will face the Crimson Tide in the national championship. So that means we will see a repeat. Nick Saban will get his 6th ring and just continue this dynasty. Congratulations, Alabama Crimson Tide. You are my pick for the college football 2019 national champion. But I feel a lot better about this run, so with all of that being said, let's get started. Starting with the 1st-ranked LSU Tigers versus the 4th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. For LSU, it's all about offense. Joe Burrow, out of complete nowhere, took off and is probably going to win Heisman, to be honest. He truly is doing amazing things. But don't get me wrong, it's not just him that's winning games. The help he gets on offense is also a threat to opposing teams, both on the run and with the passing game. And his defense is so-so. They can be a little suspect at times, but they can also still play decently well. I truly believe Ed Orgeron has done a phenomenal job here in Baton Rouge, and I always have been high on him ever since he got hired. I always thought this guy is going to do great things with LSU one day, and wouldn't you know, his team is not only in the playoffs, but they're the #1 ranked team in the country. As for Oklahoma, the team that nobody thought was going to make playoffs after that Kansas State loss, but they found a way to get in thanks to Utah and my Georgia Bulldogs looking like a joke. Ahem! Just like every other year, Oklahoma has an elite offense and terrible defense. Now, the defense did improve a little bit, but I still don't think it's ready. They have to make a statement here against LSU's offense. But thanks to Lincoln Riley, who I've always been high on, and I literally made a video explaining why he should coach for the Atlanta Falcons, he yet again has an offense that wins them games. Oh yeah, and another quarterback that could possibly win Heisman. I'll admit that I didn't see that coming though. Jalen Hurts was fine in Alabama, but nothing special. But gotta give credit where it's due. He's looked sharp in Oklahoma and best of all, knows how to respond back to adversity. He came back against Baylor and virtually led his team to the playoffs, even if he needed help. So with this playoff game, it's gonna be an offensive battle, especially with 2 Heisman candidate quarterbacks and 2 of the best coaches in college football. But who comes out on top? Well, Oklahoma did have a good run and Jalen Hurts has been impressive, but not only is their defense going to be, in my opinion, Swiss cheese for Joe Burrow, but LSU has been scary all year, beating teams like Auburn, Georgia, I guess Florida, and oh yeah, freaking Bama. This offense is too much. LSU moves on to play in the national championship. Now we move on to the 2nd-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes versus the 3rd-ranked Clemson Tigers. For Ohio State, this team, no doubt about it, was the funnest team I watched all year. And I also feel like this is the most well-balanced team in the playoffs, mainly because you have Heisman candidates on both sides of the ball. On offense, Justin Fields has done nothing but great things, and even on the ground they found a lot of success in J.K. Dobbins. And the defense has been great too. We all know Chase Young broke out, but their secondary has also been impressive. Yeah, it was against teams like Maryland, but I don't care, they looked good for the most part. Looks like losing Urban Meyer didn't hurt them at all. As for Clemson, we know exactly who this team is. Good offense, good defense, and Dabo Swinney can win the national championship at any moment. Now, we also know that they play cupcake teams every year, but I guess that doesn't matter because they'll win championship almost every other year. I still think Trevor Lawrence is overrated, but he can create offense at times. So who comes out on top? Doubting Clemson last year was not the best idea for me, and don't get me wrong, I would not be the least bit surprised if Clemson blew out Ohio State and won championship like usual. I mean, the last time Clemson and Ohio State played in the playoffs, Ohio State was no competition. However, I think this time Ohio State wins it. This team responds back to adversity like we saw them do in the Big Ten championship game, and I just feel like Ohio State's got something to prove this year. So they move on to play LSU in the national championship. And now for the national championship, the 1st-ranked LSU Tigers versus the 2nd-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Very interesting for sure. Ed Orgeron versus Ryan Day, Joe Burrow versus Justin Fields, Joe Burrow versus Chase Young. This is going to be a good one because I feel like both teams have something to prove. Joe Burrow wants to leave college on a high note and never really realized that college football means a lot to Louisiana, so he wants to give the state something to cheer about. And of course, Justin Fields wants the Ohio State to go back to holding that trophy like they did not too long ago. He wants to prove that the stage isn't too big for him and he's not afraid of competition. But there can only be one winner. Who will it be? I'm not super confident in this because I did mention that Ohio State is the most well-balanced team, but I don't know, LSU has been too good for every opponent. I just think they've had bigger competition than Ohio State, and of course, Joe Burrow only has 1 year left in college. He wants to leave with a ring. Plus, this game will be played in Louisiana, so they kinda have home field advantage. Because of Joe Burrow's story, an unstoppable offense, and kinda home field advantage, congratulations LSU Tigers, you are my pick to win the 2020 College Football National Championship. But that's all I got. I feel much better about this year's run than I do last year, but let me know what you guys think, and let me know who you guys are rooting for, and let's just see who comes out on top in the end. Go Dogs!